So today I'm going to speak one of the important terminology which you might experience a lot in programming. Uh, in PowerShell or in shell scripting, we might not use it so often, but in programming, this concept will become very much handy. It is called as capture groups. Okay, right. So basically, what is a capture group in Linux, in regex? Okay, so what do you mean by a capture group, right? So the concept is very simple. Okay, so whenever you try to match for a regular expression, and if you want regex or regular expression engine to remember the match, okay, to remember the match, that is something which we basically call as capture groups. Okay, all these days we were basically worrying about, okay, whether match is done or not. But when it comes to capture group not only tries to tell whether the match has happened or not, but it will also try to tell what was matched, okay. And okay, generally, okay, capture groups are represented in parentheses. Okay, so all these days we were using parentheses, okay, basically for priority kind of operations. But now, okay, we would be using parentheses for capture group, right? So parentheses is basically used for specifying a priority or specifying a precedence. In addition to that, it will also act as a capture group. Okay, so rather than me speaking about it, let me go to the same website which I have been using, regexr.com. Okay, and now whenever you try to put anything in parentheses, by default it will try to consider it as a group or a capture group. Okay, so let me try to write Don, Dan, Dean. Okay, so I would try to tell that I am interested in all the letters which starts with dot D, which have D in that, and then the second letter can be anything, but the third letter has to be N. Now if I try to specify that inside the parentheses, okay, and now if you try to look into it, we were trying to tell that we have a capturing group, and capturing group has this stuff. And now if you look into the details, if you look into the list, okay, you will get all of the values. Okay, if you want to do it, you want to tell that, okay, this might execute it multiple times, right? So you might tell that, okay, there might be one more dot, any character, and this might appear twice. So here you are basically specifying a group. Okay, so this is for one reason we will try to write it. Okay, the other reason where we will try to write it is if you try to tell that I want to match Dan or Den. Okay, am I clear on this? Okay, and here if I try to basically put anything D star, okay, so let us see what happens. Okay, D star N. So what is happening over here? It should match Dan or the stuff, but is it behaving like that? No. To specify that, what you do is you would the R has less amount of precedence. To ensure that we will have a decent amount of precedence, we always group it with parentheses. You might tell that, okay, since it is an OR operator, I don't want to take a risk. I would try to tell that match Dan or match this. Okay, match this. Okay, I'll try to tell that D plus. D plus means D should execute at least once. D should execute at least once. So in programming languages, right, whenever you write Python code or C# code or .NET code, right, regex groups. Okay, just try to get it, the stuff I'm just trying to show you in Python. Okay, in C#. Okay, right, don't worry about what code it is. Okay, just try to basically look into it. Okay, are you seeing match.groups? Yeah. So in this match.groups, you will get all the values of regex which you have tried to write in parentheses. Which you have tried to write in parentheses. Over here, you have written one thing in parentheses, so you can execute one match group. Okay. Same thing goes for any language. Okay. So group. There are many things, but okay. So in programming languages, whenever you come across this terminology called as groups, it means that here it is speaking about capture groups. Am I clear on this, sir? Yeah. So capture group basically has two effects. One is for priority. The other one is basically it will remember what it has matched. It will remember what it has matched. Am I clear on this? Okay. So now let me go to regexr and then try to refresh this. Okay. I don't want to do anything. I want to reload the changes. So is it a capture group or not? Yes. So what is it trying to tell that? Match anything which is in capital letters, and after that it might follow any words, right? So if I just replace this with, okay, I don't want to do this. Okay, I want to replace this with slash small a to small z. Okay, then you might have lot of groups in your results. Sorry, seeing matches, 88 matches found. Okay, am I clear on this? Okay, or I can be specific saying that I am interested in anything which is R or E or T, and after that it might have any words. Yes, sir. Is it sounding understandable, or is it finding? Are you finding this confusing? Right? Sometimes what we would want to give is, okay, we want to give name to this to the group which we are trying to capture. Okay, so in that cases we use something called as named capturing group. Okay, sometimes what we want is we don't want capturing group, non-capturing group. So if you don't want your regular expression to capture the stuff, just put question mark and this. Okay, right? So then it will not try to capture. Okay, question mark. Okay, then it is non-capturing group, so it will not capture any groups in that case. Okay, right, sir? So we have discussed a lot. Now let us bring in all of this knowledge into reality, and for this, okay, what I would refer is, okay, refer the below websites. Okay, so the first one is obviously regexr.com. Okay, so but here you cannot check the basic expressions. Then, okay, yesterday I've given you one more stuff, extended regex cheat sheet. So this link. So whenever you're writing regular expressions, I want you guys, okay, so cheat sheet with different dialects. With different dialects. Okay, so I'll use the terminology of oh man, right? I'll use the terminology of basically dialect still, but actually they are basic regular expression, extended regular expression, and we have Vim based regular expression, Emacs based regular expression, and then what? Perl based regular expressions. Almost all the languages in use Perl based regular expressions, right? So let us get started and let us try to look out for the first thing in Linux, okay, which is grep. I'm quite sure that you might have come across this. Okay, so the story of how the name came is quite interesting of grep. Okay, back in old days they used to have editor called as ex editor. Okay, so in that, whenever you want to search any words, you have to type something which looks like colon. Okay, and then here you have to write a pattern, and then to print the values you have to write p. Okay, right? So if you want to do the global substitution, then what people used to write is they used to write something like this. So who are the community, when they were trying to build this command, what they have done is they have replaced this and they have said that I will be writing regular expression over here. That's how it became grep. That's how it became grep. As simple as that. Okay, so right, so why do I use grep for? I think there are some people in the classroom where we would basically be using grep. So okay, the grep command searches for a pattern of characters in a file or multiple files. Okay, so shall we basically try to look into the stuff? Okay, now let me go into a Linux machine. Okay, okay, so there should be one Linux machine which I've created for Python. Okay, so I'll be starting this machine. Okay, so let us wait for this to happen. Let me copy this. Okay, we know how to build the SSH command. So SSH -i in downloads folder. Okay, I have terraform.pem file. Username is Ubuntu, and then this is my IP address. Okay, let me. Right, sir. Now, okay, I want to see, okay, if this file /PASSWD, okay, has a user called as Ubuntu. Let me go with that. Okay, how will I search that? Okay, so I have to cat and then I have to search through the text file. Okay, root daemon, scroll down, and at the last, when you scroll down, you will be seeing something called as Ubuntu. But since this file is smaller, you are able to scroll it. But how would you do the stuff if your file is extremely large? You can simply do the stuff. How can you do the stuff? By searching using a grep command. Okay, and grep command basic syntax. Let me write down the syntax of a grep command. Okay, syntax would be, you write grep. Okay, then you write token or word. Okay, then you would write file name. Okay, here you can give multiple file names. So for example, now in this case, let me quickly apply that scenario to this. Okay, now I want to search for Ubuntu. So where is that file? Sudo grep, and the name which I want to search is Ubuntu. And what is the file name? /PASSWD. Sorry, seeing only that line, sir. Yes or no, sir? Right now, but in Linux we have understood that there is already a pipelines kind of a syntax. What happens in a pipeline? What happens in a pipeline, sir? You can pass the output as output of one command as an input to the other command. Okay, you would see a lot of the people using grep in that fashion. Okay, but actually the grep syntax is this: copy path, right? All right, fine. So preview dot slash images slash regex 8.md. Okay, right, sir. Am I clear on this? Now I can basically get the same stuff, okay, the same output by doing it in this fashion also. I should have given this. Okay, I'll replace this. So sudo cat etc passwd. So this command will give the whole file as an output. Now you are piping that output into a command where you are grepping, or where you do a grep for a user called as one. Am I clear on this, sir? Sir, I'm not getting any responses. Your feedback is important for me because I don't watch you visually. Right? Right, sir. So let me take the screenshot of this. Okay. Right. Okay. So in most cases, okay, we leverage, okay, piping concept of Linux in using grep. Okay. So here it is not MD, it is PNG. Here also it is PNG. Right, sir. Now, if I look out for all the process in my machine, so sudo -i, let me become a root user. So if I type ps and if I type aux, I'll be getting a whole list of process. I am interested in all the processes which are started by non-root users, right? And then first root users and then non-root users. So how do I do that? Okay. So ps aux, pass this output to grep, okay, and try to tell that root. These are all simple syntaxes. Okay. So for non-root, you have to know whatever are the non-root kind of users, non-root kind of users. So this is where we try to bring in our regular expression learning, our regular expressions learning. Okay. So we will try to use meta characters. We'll try to use meta characters, right? We will try to use our character sets. We will try to use quantifiers. We will try to use all of the stuffs which are basically specified. Okay. So how do I specify all of that? That is what we will try to do, right? So in grep, okay, we need to understand some of the important things in grep. Okay. So those things are, okay, let me try to write meta characters. Okay. So here the first meta character which I want to speak about is meta characters in grep. Okay. In most of the cases it will be the same thing, right? So caret symbol, okay, it is beginning of the line. All right. Okay. Beginning of the line. Okay, right. If you remember yesterday we have spoken about anchors. This is anchor. This falls under the category of anchor. Okay. So if you want to use this in grep, you would be using some of the examples which would look like Ubuntu. Okay, and then the second meta character is dollar. Okay, so if this is beginning of the line, here it is ending of the line. Okay, so it will match all the lines which end with a word called as Ubuntu if you put the dollar over here. Okay, so the third one, dot will match any character, any one character. I should be very specific about it. Any one character, right? So if you use star represents 0 or more characters. Okay, 5 square brackets. We have learned through all of this. Okay, so what is square bracket? Okay, matches. Okay, 1 in the character set, right? Matches 1 in the character set. Okay, so if I try to use this, and then if I give this over here, matches 1 not in the character set, right? Now let me basically show you only the stuff which you would commonly use. Okay, so then I am writing this down, this w slash w, we have already spoken about it, slash b, which is word boundary, right? Fine. Okay, now whenever you are dealing with grep, okay, so you have to understand one thing correctly. In grep we have some of the different kinds of syntaxes, right? So grep supports basic regular expressions, by default. Okay, and in grep we can use extended regular expressions also, right? So for example, whenever you are writing grep pattern, some pattern, okay, this is token is something which I have written over here, grep pattern and file name or file names. Okay, so if you are writing this syntax, you are using basic regular expression. So if you go to this cheat sheet, okay, so you have to basically look out for this. Am I clear on this? So the same thing is also written as, if you try to write grep -g, the story is same. Okay, generally you will not see people using -g. Okay, but in many cases you might see people using grep -e and then pattern and then file name. So here we are basically looking out for extended regular expressions. So whenever you are building a syntax, you can look out for this stuff. Am I clear on this? Right. And then grep -f pattern and then file name. So here this is a file name which doesn't support no RE meta characters. Here meta characters don't make any sense. So if you want to match dot, directly write dot over here. Am I clear on this, sir? Right. So in the extended, we will be looking out for extended character sets, right? And we would be looking out for some of the other character sets. Remember yesterday I've spoken about classes, right? So there are some of the classes in regular expressions. The classes are, okay, so let me write. If you write ALNUM, that stands for alphanumeric characters. right? The reason why I'm trying to basically come up with this is you might see some of the scripts where people try to write this kind of stuff. Alpha, it stands for alphabetic characters. And then, okay, you might see something like control. So these are control characters. Okay, digit, these are all classes. Okay, meta classes. Okay, similarly, you can write, okay, lower, this represents lower case characters. Okay, similarly, you might be writing something like, okay, punch. You might see very rarely people use this. This is stands for punctuation characters. Okay, so if you have seen lower, obviously there will be something called as upper. Okay, there are some other meta classes also, but I'm not going to get through everything. Okay, so space, yeah, space. There is one more meta character which is generally represented as space. Am I clear on this? Okay, hyphen G stands for, okay, basic regular expressions. In hyphen F, meta characters do not make any sense, right? So for example, if you have written any regular expression with dot, generally dot means match any character. But if you have used hyphen F, it means dot means match dot. Forward slash means match forward slash. Okay, those special meanings of characters will go away. Am I clear on that, Abrar? Right, sir. Okay, fine. Now let us basically try to look out for the stuff now. Okay, now, okay, I'll basically try to do this. Okay, where is my, I have closed the shell, is it? Right. Right. Now, let me grab Ubuntu. Okay, in etc passwd. Okay, we are finding this, right? Yes or no, sir? Okay, so what is grep trying to do? Grep is trying to basically find this regular expression inside any letters wherever it finds it. Okay, but okay, if I want to basically do some of the advanced searches, then I need to go with extended data searches. So to do that extended data searches, what we would try to do is, let us try to build some sample. Let us try to build some sample. Okay, let me quickly come up with some text data. So notepad, no, we'll take notepad plus plus. Okay, and right, what should we write? Let me try to basically come up with some CSV kind of a file. Okay, so right, direction, okay, code, agent, okay, agent name, okay, right. Let me not use comma separated, let me use tab separated, because CSV files can be comma separated, space separated, or tab separated also, right? Right, and then let me write some, okay, uh, age, okay, and then let me write sales average or average sales, something like this. Okay, so direction, let me write something called as northwest. Okay, and obviously for northwest the code would be NW. Okay, and the agent, I'll write it as Charles. His age, let us write it as 34. And average sales of him, let us write it as he can sell approximately 3.5 products. Okay. I'm a lazy person, sir. Let me write only few values over here. Right. So northwest, it is easy to bring west out of. So west, right? So the code for western or west is WE. Okay. And let me give wrestlers names, man. I also wrestling. So let me give the name of this as John Cena. Right. If you have any favorites, you can try to tell me. Right. Big Show. Right. And northwest, I'll be replacing that with southwest. SW. And here, let me give Roman Reigns. Oh, in our class, there is no world wrestling fans, is it? All of you people are basically suggesting me very old names. Triple H and all of that stuff. Okay. I follow that even today, sir. Right. So let me stop it at that, and then we will add the rest of the stuff. Okay. So I have some data file which looks like this. So let me basically remove the first line also. Okay. Since we know the stuff, I'll be writing northeast. Okay. NE, and then here let me write Becky Lynch. Okay. Big Show 43, Roman Reigns 28. I don't know the actual ages. I'm just writing some ad hoc numbers. 26. And sales with Big Show can do as 1.5. Roman Reigns 2.5. Becky Lynch 4.5. Okay. And yeah, 4 directions are more than enough. Right. So this is a data file. Let me copy this data file and then create a file in Linux. Okay. So let me call this file as, okay, make dir data, and let me create a file over here. Okay. Vi data slash sales.dat, and I insert this data. Okay. So we'll add much more data if required. Okay. So first thing which I want, which I am interested in basically finding it out is, I want to find out, okay, who is working in northwest, who is working in northwest. Okay. I want to find out who is working in northwest. So how will I write the expression? I can write the expression, right? You can come up with the better data, but yeah. Okay. Let's take this as an example. Okay. Now the first regular expression which I'm going to write is, okay, I'm going to write grep. Okay. I want to find northwest in, okay, let me get into that folder so that it is easy. CD data. Okay. So grep northwest and then sales.dat. Okay. I'm not getting anything. So I'll try to basically write, okay, NW. So am I finding it? Yes, sir. Ramnath says I am not audible. Is it true? Okay. So writing this or writing this is exactly the same. Okay, right? Or writing this or trying to tell cat sales dot and then grep, okay, NW. Okay. Now if you want, you can give grep hyphen G NW. Am I clear on this? Right. So let me save this file and then let me create it as regexten. Okay. So using grep to match all lines with NW. Okay. Here I have to use 9 and here I'll be using 10. Okay. I'm not giving these commands directly because I don't want you to copy paste. I want you to come up with your own stuff, right? Right, sir. Okay. Now, what I'm interested in is, okay, find, okay, all the lines, okay, which begin with N. How do I write that? So, grep, okay, beginning with N is caret symbol and then write N, okay, and then cat sales dot dat. Am I clear on this? Yes or no, sir? Did I find all the lines which start with N, beginning of the character? Okay. So I'll just put it. I'm not basically writing examples now. Okay. So all right. Good. Let me find out some. I have to look into data to come up with something, sir. That's the reason why it is taking a time. Uh, okay. If you find with end symbol for us, all of it is 5. So I don't want to. Okay. Right. Mm, right. What should we look out for? Let me find a decent pattern, sir. Let me try to look out for a decent pattern. Okay. Okay. Find all the lines that contain dot 5 in it. Okay. So does dot have any special meaning? Yes or no, sir? Does dot has any special meaning? What is that special meaning? Any character, right? So let us try to see how will I do this. The first and the most easiest way is cat, okay, sales dot dat, and then try to match anything, okay, which is dot 5. But remember, dot has a special meaning. Whenever we have a special meaning, just add 1 backslash to it. Okay. Or hyphen F. Am I clear on this? All right, good. Okay, I think we should find some better data sets. I thought I'll come up with something, but I'm unable to. Okay, regex 11. Okay, right. Uh, okay. Now let us try to do this. Okay, let us try to use extended regular expressions. Okay, in grep. This with basic regular expressions you can write the extended. You can write the stuff also, right? Now what I want to look out for is, let us try to look out for extended regular expressions, right? So for that, what I will try to do is, okay, let me try to do this. Okay, sample uh, sales CSV. Ah, good. But first we need to examine the data before. Oh man, data sets for testing till 5 million records. 100,000 is sounds okay, right? 7zip 1000 sales records. Let me open this in Notepad. Good, good. Okay, right. Okay. So let us take this 100 sales records or 1000 sales record. Okay. So okay. Download some sample from here. Right. You can take anything. CSV is a little bit more easier for us to understand. Okay. So, and then what I'll do is I'll try to create this file. Where is that reason? 1000 sales records. Okay. I'll go into this machine and then I'll try to tell VI sales dot CSV. Okay. And then I'll insert. Okay. 1000 is a decent record, sir. It will sound interesting. Man, it is dead slow. Let us write one regular expression before we basically. Good. Okay. Right. So remind me about this sales record. I'll definitely forget about it. That's the reason why I'm asking you guys. Exit. And let us basically look at this record. Okay. Fine. Okay. I'll try to copy some sample records. Okay. We are using 1000 samples. If you want to search your skill, okay, sample data. Right. Let's find, okay, all the regions, okay, or all the lines, match all the lines which start with oval. How do I write this, sir? How do I write this? Okay. Anyone in the classroom can try to tell this format. Why are you giving commas, Debashish? Grep hyphen capital E. Okay, I'm interested in anything which starts with this. Okay, and I have a character set which is A, E, I, O, U. But here all the letters are capitals. So A, E, I, O, U. Okay, this is what I'm trying to look out for. Yeah. Why are you giving spaces in between? Some of the people are sending me regular expressions, but you are trying to send spaces. And after that, whatever happens, I am not interested. Okay, or you can stop your regular expression at this point. Let us see if we find anything. Okay, so cat. Okay, what is it? Sales dot CSV and pass that output to this. Okay, right? So some of the people, what you are trying to give is you are giving A space, E space, I space, O space. Okay, Avinash, you have come up with a strange expression. Chaitanya, you are right. Okay, and basically carrot oval is written by Bharat. Okay, so if you have a meta class called as oval, then that might make sense. Am I clear on that, sir? So what was the expression which I have written? Okay, we'll continue on this with some examples, right? So using extended grep. Okay, the first way is this, and there is also one more way. Okay, so there is something called as egrep. Okay, you can try to use this one also. Cat sales dot CSV and pipe this output to egrep, and in the egrep you try to tell that I am interested in all the things which start with A, E, I, O, U. Okay, matches one of the stuff in this character set. Yes, right. Am I clear on this, sir? Okay, so this could be your second alternative. This could be your second alternative. Is it sounding interesting? Grep hyphen E is actioned grep. Egrep is directly an executable which comes with actioned grep. There is no difference. Now, what we will do is we will try to continue our discussion on little bit of some other grep examples, and then we will try to understand what a stream editor is, and we have to discuss about awk also, right? So that we will do tomorrow. That we will do it tomorrow, right? Okay, sir. I'll stop the class at that, and we'll meet again tomorrow to continue this discussion.
Thanks for watching. For more videos, subscribe our channel and click on bell icon.